What's up, guys? Jason of the Mentor Show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a subscriber. All right, guys, so it is the morning of 3 May. It is absolutely stunningly beautiful. Check it out. Check it out. It's going to be a nice warm day today. It's going to be a little windy, but I thought I'd start the day out. I wanted to run down to Best Equipment. They are a couple miles down the road from me, but they're kind of like my Stihl dealer. They're like a locally owned little shop. Usually buy all my Stihl stuff from them. I don't know if I can get any footage in there, we'll try. But I was gonna get a new bar. I think I'm due for a bar. I've never replaced a bar in that saw. So let's get a new bar, maybe a couple chains, and maybe an air filter. And see if they got anything new and exciting. So let's go, let's get that started. Then probably do a little bit of splitting today, and maybe we'll get into an oil change on the log splitter. I'm at like 19.8 hours. So 20 hours is the first service. So I know there's one big round back there I could not get. We'll get into that later when I get back. You guys been having a good spring so far?
Yeah, it's been haywire last. Like I said, tell all the people, February, March, and nobody, barely had anything out there. And the minute April hit, it's just like I said, if you go out and shop them, it's just ridiculous.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wonder what they can tell was originally.
I just want to make sure because I can't read yours anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, if you think it's good, we'll press on. All right. I'm just doing this stuff, I guess. If I ever wanted to move up to a professional saw from this one, because this isn't considered professional, right? This is just a Farmboss.
Well, you see how good it is. Yeah, some people say, well, I got one still myself. Well, I got the 310, you got 290, but the only difference in mine's at like 64. This one's 50. But like I said, that's an old saw. People always like, they don't last. Like I said, look how long you've had it. I got one. Mine's still going. But
but
these new saws, like I said, you'd be amazed. Yeah, I used to think myself, I was like, man, I finally got me a big saw.
Right.
Like yours. And then, like I said, I've ran everything now. And if you run one of these new, the 400 or 462, that thing is a dirt bike. You know what I mean? Like if you ran your saw and then you grab that, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. You know what I mean? It's just, like I said, that thing just screams. It's got, and feel this thing, they actually came out with that one first, and then they said, let's cut weight off of it again. So they made that same saw lighter. And like I said, you can put, I mean, that's like a 25 or a 28 on it. You can put a 20 on it, make it even lighter.
Damn, that's
and then
nice.
It's more, but you don't, like what you're feeling right now is, I mean, it's just amazing that has twice the power as what you got. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just the, but you see the price.
Boy, it's $1,000, yeah.
But yours now, like I said, to replace yours.
$600.
Yeah, like I said, I think mine was only $400.
Oh. Okay.
So like I said, to replace yours now is $600.
Oh, it's really gone up. Wow. Okay. But the 500i is what the fuel injected one?
I don't, yeah. You know what, I've read, like I said, if you see, I got people, and most time they're people who like, they just hear about it or they've seen them. Like I said, I sell tons of these, and that 462 will do with that 5. The only thing about that 500 is you push a button, pull it, push a button to shut it off. That's the only thing I'll say, you know, because it's full fuel injected. But these things are, let me see if this is actually carbureted. This one's electronic. These are electronic carburetor. So there is some electronics to this, but they're not fuel injected. That fuel injected saw, if anything goes wrong with it, it's a problem. These, they're still a carburetor. They're still a coil.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So this is still a lot more old school, but yet it has the high performance just like the 500.
Okay. So the 400 CM, all right. I'll have to keep that in mind if I ever want to.
Yeah, like I said, no matter what, it's going to be a jump. Like I said, either one you get. The only reason I would get this, some guys would put a 32 or a 36 on that, which you probably don't need nothing that big.
No.
Right? So like I said, that'd be the only reason I would get.
I do get sometimes, like I just had that Dump Chips website. They called me up and like tree services they get on that website and they need a place to dump wood. And I just got a bunch of wood from Magnolia, and there are some like pieces that are like 4 feet wide from the bottom of the tree, you know. I almost need a skid steer with like a splitter head on the end to bust that stuff off. That's like incredibly big, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so like a 400. I'll keep that in mind. Gotta sell a bunch more.
They even make, I don't have it. I mean, 362 is professional, but I just feel like, you know, running them, you know, I mean, this is the professional version, you know, the step above yours. I mean, no matter what, it would have more power. It is professional, but
yeah,
it's like if you're gonna spend $950, you know, like spend another $100.
I know,
much better, you know, saw. But
yeah. All right, guys, we just got back from Best Equipment, and I got the saw here. We were there talking a little bit about if ever want to get like a professional saw, like the Farmboss is pretty much, you know, a homeowner's rancher edition. If ever just want to get a professional saw, I was looking at like the 400, I think CM, but I can't believe how much that stuff has just increased in price, because my saw now, this one, the 290, it's like $600. And I think when I bought it, it was like maybe 380, 360, something like that. But it's just, wow. But my saw seems to be fine. I mean, it runs great. But if I just ever wanted something more powerful with a longer bar, you know, there's options. But yeah, he said my bar was fine. You know, usually when I sharpen it, I turn it up, you know, I rotate it. He said it looks fine. So we're good there. But yeah, he said the chains needed to go. So I ended up picking up 2 of the yellow ones. And I got a service kit because the filter is looking pretty bad, and I can't even remember the last time I changed the spark plug and the fuel filter. So we'll dig into that a little bit later. But I think right now I'm gonna jump. I won't film it, but I'm gonna jump in out here and do the mowing the grass, because next week here looks terrible. It looks like rain every day, so I figured I'm just gonna run some lines through it. The front yard really is never that bad here. It doesn't grow like crazy high like the back. The backyard is always just crazy. So, all right, I'll catch you guys after I mow the grass. All right, there you go. All right, here we go. Go ahead. There she goes. All right, good girl. All right, guys. The grass is mowed. I just did a backyard today. It was getting pretty, it gets so tall back here so quickly. Also, I saw the hummingbird this morning. We left the feeder out and for about a week now. And I don't know if he's been eating off it, but I saw him over here by the hydrangea flower. He was kind of buzzing around right there, but fill it up for him, so he should be good to go. We usually get 2 or 3 every summer, and they're fun to watch. They're always fighting. Those hummingbirds are always just getting after each other. I don't get it. I see on videos sometimes people online try to sell these feeders. There's like 20 of them like on this feeder. Yeah, ours, man, they're out for blood. But all right, let's get the tractor out and I'll show you guys this piece of wood I'm dealing with. All right, guys, I'm back by the splitter, and this is what I was dealing with. So I was on the last piece, and I kind of covered it up here because I was in such shame. But this is like a really big piece of, I think it's oak, but it's an amazing piece of wood. Must have been the bottom of the tree, but it looks like it grew up in 3 different trees. So that was really neat, but it's incredibly heavy. And I had it sitting on its side on the piece of wood here while it was just drying out. And when I went to go grab it, it slipped off and it fell down. And that thing is crazy heavy. I could budge it. I could pick it up a little bit, but I didn't want to pull my back out. And I really just needed to get it on its side so I can lift it up and get on the splitter. So I'm probably gonna get the tractor out. I think that's the only way I'm gonna do this without hurting myself. So that's what we'll do. But my back, I must have kinked it or something. We were on vacation. I don't know if it was the roller coasters. I don't know if I'm getting too old for this stuff, but Sherilyn's back was hurting also. But yeah, all week, even this morning, my back was a little stiff. It's always on the right lower portion. I don't know what it is, but all right, let's get the tractor out, and we just gotta get this vertical and get it split. And then after we're done with that, we can, I'll pull it in the garage and see if we can do the oil change. I got a prom to shoot tonight for the News Journal, so I have a hard stop here. Probably around 4, so I get cleaned up, get something to eat. All right, guys, are you ready? We're just gonna flip this up. Let's see what I'm doing here. We just need to get up underneath of it. Ah, safety. Hey, look at that. Easy peasy. All right. She is just a heavy piece of wood. Just heavy. All right, I think the Wolferidge, pretty sure it's rated at 500 pounds for the log lift. The problem that scares me, I think I'll have no problem lifting it. The problem is when you're working by yourself and you have this big round up here, when you go to push it in and it splits, you have all this weight on this side that I'm always afraid it's gonna hit this metal here and bend this. That's the only thing that scares me. I can catch it on the other side because I'm on that side, my hand. So we have another person that can kind of hold it. So I'm gonna use the tractor forks and just kind of position them here. That way it doesn't fall over. So I mean, if you have 500 pounds divided by 2, 250, it'd be 250 pounds coming down on this pan here. I hate to bend it, you know? fell right over. All right, so it got stuck on the wedge, so I put a piece of wood behind it to help push it through, and yeah, she fell flat. Now let's get the tractor out again. All right, guys, we did it. That was a real pain in the butt. That wood was just heavy. It was uncooperative. It was all stringy. Yeah, that was just a real pain. That was a real pain. But I got it done. But yeah, I really wish I would have bought a skid steer instead of a tractor, because I would have loved to have the high flow valve on it for the hydraulics. That way I could have added like a one of those attachments that it's like a skid steer attachment, a tractor attachment for busting up big rounds. I would have loved to have gotten one of those, but talking to Wolferidge and talking to Kubota, that tractor just wouldn't have enough flow for the hydraulics to push that implement. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Really wish I could have got one of those, but who knows. But yeah, those big rounds are a real pain. I'm not sure if I have to come up with a different way. It was way easier with the old Huskee because they're on the ground and I could just kind of turn it vertical and split them that way. They're a little easier to deal with. This thing, it's a little scary when they're up that high. You don't want to fall and damage the equipment. But that's it, we got it done. So I'm gonna clean up here with the tractor and then we'll pull this thing in the garage, do an oil change on it. All right, guys, here we go to the shop. All right, guys, before we bring it in, I want to give it a quick wash, just rinse it down, put some soap on there. She's not been clean yet. I always just blow her off at the end of the splitting time. All right, guys, I'm just wiping her down a little bit, get a little bit of the water spots off. All right, guys, I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit, get it nice and warm so we can drain the oil. fell. I don't really know. There's a washer on there. There we go. Kind of makes a mess, doesn't it? Kind of makes a mess. Be nice if they would have brought that motor out a little bit this way, or notched a little spot in there for that oil to drain right. All right, guys, we got the oil all drained out. It's 17 foot-pounds of torque for the drain plug. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, I was going to use Amsoil, but I have this real high-end Honda. It's 4-stroke. It's 10W30. It's their Pro Honda motor oil. I had it laying around for the ruckuses, so let's just go ahead and use it up. We're going to put 1.2 US quarts in here. Okay. All right, guys. So we did the oil. Everything's good to go. I checked the air filter. It seemed to be fine, but I just went ahead and put in my calendar to change oil every 6 months on my iPhone. It says every 100 hours or every 6 months. So I don't know if I'll get to 100 hours every 6 months or not. So I just have it on my calendar to remind me. But I'll keep an eye on the hour meter on there. But yeah, she's good to go, all washed up, new oil, and I put a little bit of Amsoil protectant on the beam, the metal protectant, just to just protect my beam. So, all right, guys, so I think that's it. I'm gonna get cleaned up. I got stuff to do tonight, so this thing will be all ready to go. So, okay, guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for subscriber. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.